Welcome back to Mechanical Engineering Made Simple. This video explores the physics of collision and the effects of impact on structures, from Newtonian spheres to plastic deformation. We can categorize collisions into three realms. Realm 1 involves rigid bodies with pure momentum transfer. Realm 2 involves elastic structures where kinetic energy converts to flexural vibrations. Realm 3 involves yielding structures, leading to permanent plastic deformation. The Newtonian foundation relies on the conservation of linear momentum. The rule of restitution defines the coefficient of restitution, E, as the constant opposite ratio of relative velocity after impact to relative velocity before impact. The static approach, based on Hertz theory, maps static compression onto moving bodies. However, this model is only valid if the duration of contact is long compared to the body's fundamental period of vibration. Hertz theory fails when the R ratio, the ratio of maximum vibrational to total initial kinetic energy, spikes. This tipping point signals the entry into Realm 2, where flexural waves begin and structural ringing occurs. Flexural waves are woken when kinetic energy from the striking sphere translates directly into plate wave motion. For steel on steel, impact velocity must be very low to maintain purely elastic behavior and avoid plastic damage. The dynamic challenge of calculating beam deflection involves a complex, unknown contact force. Engineers often simplify this by approximating the contact pulse as a simple half-sine wave, called the sinusoidal solution. Structures use damping to defend themselves. External damping reduces large deflections, while internal viscous damping strips energy from higher frequency vibration. Elastic foundations can also force the colliding body to retain its kinetic energy. The four laws of dynamic structural impact reveal key vulnerabilities. Small, low-velocity bodies can still generate critical bending strains. Damping is often too slow to prevent initial strain spikes. Repeated impacts cause fatigue, and simple models often fail to predict actual dynamic strain. When the yield point is exceeded, the structure enters the plastic phase. Linear Young's modulus is replaced by the static engineering stress-strain curve. Survival relies on plastic energy absorption, resulting in permanent deformation. Plastic waves travel incredibly slowly compared to elastic waves because the slope of the stress-strain curve flattens completely. Hitting a material too fast can cause instant rupture, as the force cannot propagate through the structure. The energy method for predicting rupture ignores elastic stress and compares the projectile's kinetic energy to the specimen's total energy absorption capacity. For medium steel, the capacity is roughly 500 foot-pounds per cubic inch. The energy method is sabotaged by stress concentration. An ideal scenario assumes uniform absorption. In reality, a notch or a poor butt weld acts as a severe stress concentrator, causing instant rupture at the weak point. Collisions vary significantly with velocity. Low velocity yields pure momentum transfer. Medium velocity involves rebound and flexural waves. High velocity results in yielding and localized plastic absorption, leading to structural failure. Master the critical few, or the trivial many will master you. Thank you for watching.